Good afternoon, everybody from all around the world. My name is Hamza Ayub, joining from A&W Studios. With me is Timothy Tu, the country head of A&W China, and the man who needs no introduction, the man whose event you're at, the man who made this possible, Mr. Abbas Iqbal, the sales trainer, the guru of sales, the man who will be leading the discussion today. So, without further ado, you guys know why you're here. We're here to talk about one simple problem that everybody all around the world is facing, irrespective of where you are. Where it's no secret. Where there's a global pandemic going on. You all know what it is. I don't want to take the name. Do I take the name? Fine. You know what? It's on the name of the event. How do you increase your sales during this coronavirus pandemic, right? That's the number one problem facing every single entrepreneur, every single salesman, every bank, every CEO, everybody's thinking about the same thing. What do you do during this pandemic? Um, Sales are dropping for a wide variety of reasons, and like every problem that we want to address, we want to talk about the problem first, right? Like what are the main reasons why this problem is existing? Why are people's sales dropping? Why are people not being able to sell more right now? Since this podcast is all about sales, we're going to be focusing a lot on sales. So I apologize to anybody who does not want to hear anything sales related. I understand this is a sensitive topic. The world is in crisis. There's a lot of people dying, and our hearts go out to the people all around the world. At the same time, um, I'm I'm not sure if the two of you agree, but like I'm of the opinion that the number one thing that could save anybody in this situation is sales, and there's a simple reason why. Um, we live in a capitalist society, most of us, even in countries like China, where Tim is from right now. Um, Money is one thing that makes the world go around. Whether we like it, one or not, we can say it in different ways, but that is what it is. If you need healthcare, you need food, you need medicine, whatever you need money. How do you get money in? You need sales. If you're working at a company, your company needs sales, right? So one way or another, you need to somehow boost sales, make sure they don't go down, and that is what the guru of sales, Mr. Abbas Iqbal, has made this podcast all about, and that is why we're here to help you, the entrepreneur, the salesman, the CEO, the executive, in bumping up your sales. All right, so let's get to the problem. So before we started this podcast, Abbas and Tim, they highlighted 8 particular problems that we're going to be addressing today, right? The first thing, there's a negative psychological impact on performance. Okay. Oh, also I apologize. हम इस conversation को bilingual रखेंगे क्योंकि हमारे काफी सारे viewers इंडिया से पाकिस्तान से भी हैं और हम चाहते हैं कि इस पूरे कन्वर्सेशन को हम उर्दू में भी रखें ताकि आप लोग को भी समझ आए. Sorry मैं इंग्लिश में बोल रहा था, but I hope you guys you didn't mind. तो बेसिकली नेगेटिव साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट आता है परफॉर्मेंस में. ठीक है, लोग आपको ऑलरेडी डर लग रहा है कि मार्केटें बंद हो रही हैं, हर चीज बंद हो रही है, एवरीथिंग इज क्लोजिंग डाउन. you know you're thinking about your health, your family's health. If you're living away from your spouse, you're stuck in a certain country, you're in quarantine. There's a and you know all this hoarding going on in stores. It is causing a negative impact on your performance. So that's one thing. The second thing is not being able to come to the office, right? A lot of us are working from home. I mean, you can clearly see that last podcast that Abbas did, I was sitting right next to the guy. Right now, we're sitting in our own houses. I'm in my office. So is Tim, but we have closed down our company at the moment as well, and everybody's working from home because home office is how everything is going. Um, how do you deal with that? There's reduced disposable income. That's number three. If your people aren't making money, how will they spend money? And there's another reason why they won't spend money is because of uncertainty about the future. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, the day after, 3 months later, 5 months later. Because of that reduced uncertainty, you're going to spend less money. Number five, traditional sales, low face-to-face selling. This is what Tim likes to call the personal touch, right? A lot of us, having worked in sales in Pakistan as well, I can tell you this, Pakistan and China, both countries, people would appreciate that personal touch. They would want to meet you, and I'm pretty sure this is, you know, it's the same case in a lot of countries all around the world. काफी countries में होता है कि आप मिलना चाहते हैं अपने कस्टमर से और अभी आप मिल नहीं पा रहे क्योंकि एक पर्सनल टच गया हुआ है. Adoption to new technology. एक 50 साल का बंदा है, ये सॉरी 50 साल के काफी ऐसे लोग देखे हैं जो कि अच्छे हैं, but like there's the 50-year-old guy, 50 साल का एक बंदा है, सेल्स का चैंपियन है, गुरु है, लेकिन अब all of a sudden क्या हो रहा है कि उसको डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी को स्विच करना पड़ रहा है. Right, because everybody has to stay at home. This 50-year-old guy, I'm just giving an example, call him Jim, right? Jim has to stay at home. He has to use new technologies like Zoom, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, etc. He was a champion of sales. Like, what is he going to do now, right? So because of this adoption to new technology, right, using virtual softwares, virtual offices, excuse us to make sales good. Your sales is dropping because of that. Your product is not in demand. Now, this is something a lot of people are saying, oh, my product is not in demand right now. काफी लोग कह रहे हैं कि यार हमारा product तो अब खरीदेंगे नहीं, वायरस चल रहा है, हम नहीं बेच सकते, right? Last thing is your online presence is not enough. It either doesn't exist or it's not enough, or thus far you haven't thought about it, right? आपने सोचा नहीं है कि online अपनी business को कैसे लिया जाए, ठीक है? तो ये वो 8 चीजें, these are those 8 things that we will be talking about today during this webinar. And I will hand over the floor to Abbas and then Tim. First things first. पहली चीज, ये जो negative social impact है, what is this negative psychological impact जो आपके दिमाग पे आ रहा है, जिससे performance आपकी गिर रही है, you know? I know Tim doesn't understand Urdu, but because Urdu is also kind of bilingual, I'm pretty sure he's getting what we're talking about. ये जो negative psychological impact आ रहा है आपके दिमाग पे, जिसकी वजह से आपकी sales नीचे जा रही है. Abbas, what do you do? You know, how do you improve the situation?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for the introduction and setting the context. But let's face one thing. Understand that we are in a very difficult situation. Pandemics are never easy in sustaining and growing business. Now, like you said, there is a behavioral issue as well attached to it also, because हमारे पास इतना WhatsApp के ऊपर इतना ज़्यादा information आ रहा है, जिसमें काफी सारे hoax information भी है, गलत भी है, सही भी है. You know, we are overwhelmed with so much information that it's creating a panic right now in the minds of buyers and sellers as well. अभी बाइंग साइड पे तो बाद में आते हैं ना, पहले तो बात करते हैं कि अभी इशू क्या हो रहा है. अभी हमारी प्री कॉन्वर्सेशन जो हो रही थी, तो टिम ने एक बड़ी मजे की बात की. उसने कहा कि वर्किंग एंड लिविंग ऑनलाइन, नाउ वी आर वर्किंग एंड लिविंग ऑनलाइन. तो इस स्पेस के अंदर, इस नए तरीके के अंदर, ये अब ट्रेडिशनल तरीके से हम काम नहीं कर रहे, नए हम क्या वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, क्या वो चीजें हैं जिसके अंदर हम एक्सेल कर सकें और कामयाब हो सकें. ठीक है ना जी. सो आई थिंक आज की डिस्कशन बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, हमारी ऑडियंस के लिए भी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, हमारे मुल्क के लिए भी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू टिम दैट ही इज जॉइंड अस फ्रॉम चाइना. एंड चाइना एक वो वाहिद मुल्क है जिसने ये पूरे पेंडेमिक को फाइट किया है और इससे बाहर निकला है. एंड नाउ द होल वर्ल्ड इज गोइंग थ्रू राइट नाउ. So I think Tim, it'll be really nice to hear from Tim all the good things they've done over there in fighting this pandemic and sustaining business as well. So मेरे एक दो कुछ takes हैं on the entire situation right now. Then we'll further drill down and discuss कि क्या solutions बन सकते हैं, हम clients के साथ अपना interaction कैसे करें, all of that, yeah. But एक चीज ये कि सबसे पहले अपने आप को आप प्रोटेक्ट करें फ्रॉम द सिचुएशन. लाइक हमजा, आपने बात की कि मैं पहले आपके साथ बैठा था, आज हम लोग एक डिस्टेंस पे, एंड दैट्स रियलिटी. एंड देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग टू टेक प्रिकॉशनरी मेजर्स टू प्रोटेक्ट योरसेल्फ एंड योर फैमिली एंड योर कॉलीग्स एंड योर कस्टमर्स आल्सो, राइट. देखिए, दो नजरिए हैं, दो तरीके हैं इस चीज को देखने के. एक ये है कि जी बड़ी मुश्किल हालात हैं और ये सिचुएशन किसी के ऊपर भी आ सकती है, बट दूसरी चीज ये कि इसके अंदर हम पॉजिटिवली सोच के हम ये देखें कि हम इसके अंदर प्रोग्रेस कैसे कर सकते हैं और अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं, ये बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो माइंडसेट जो है, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल I've seen on WhatsApp, and I think you'll agree with me that a lot of people are pushing so much information on WhatsApp, you know, that it's true, it's not, and how many people are dying, you know. Yes, it might be true, might be some of the stuff might be not true, but अपने आप को थोड़ा WhatsApp से थोड़ा सा दूर रखें, because इतनी ज्यादा information can really pull you down, and you probably feel कि apocalypse होने वाला है या end of time आने वाला है. So अपने आप को थोड़ा सा जरा इस information से जरा दूर रखें, काम की information को सुने, और जो ये इधर उधर की चीजें जो बहुत ज्यादा आ रही हैं, videos and stuff, most of the stuff is not even true.
Take it from credible sources, basically. Don't.
Yeah. So and the funny thing is that when you send out a coronavirus, new bad news, that's how many people got affected or how many people died, people don't want to know the source. And when you send out something that has progressed in this pandemic, and something good has happened, so people would want to know the source. So it's a funny thing, when you share bad news, people don't want to know the source. When you share good news, people want to know the source. Yeah. So I think it's a mindset problem as well overall. So we need to change that. Yeah. But again, we need to take care of ourselves, our clients, our office colleagues, and our families as well. Okay. So it's my initial take on the entire conversation.
Okay. Tim, what do you think about how does a salesman, company, entrepreneur, how do they deal with the negative psychological impact on their performance right now because of this whole pandemic?
Especially in China, how did you guys deal with it?
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show, guys. I'd like to say hello to all of our friends and viewers. My name is Tim. I'm an American expat based in Shenzhen, China. I have been here for 10 years, and I work as the A&W country head here in the Greater China area. What I'd like to share with you is a little bit about the 2 months that at least all 1.4 billion citizens in China have been experiencing for the last 8 weeks already, and still counting. So what we have gone through, I understand that you guys are starting to experience now. And let me just give you a bit of encouragement that as China now is starting to see some upsides and recovery, that means there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So be inspired, be encouraged, be happy about the fact that you can, the government can, the people can, the country can beat this coronavirus. So the question you're asking is about psychological, and I would like to kind of take a step back and first of all wish everybody good health. But I'd like to break that down into a couple of aspects. Of course, health, we probably immediately think about physical health. So one thing that definitely China has done to make sure that people don't get worse or the spread doesn't become worse is something maybe you've already heard of. It's called social distancing. And social distancing means that, okay, now we can't meet, we can't go to the office, we can't go to restaurants, movies, theaters have closed, schools have been basically canceled all classroom activities. The list goes on, right? And even grocery stores, supermarkets, they are either closed because they don't have enough stock, or they are basically operating on limited hours, which is kind of like a long line for people to get in front of trying to hoard or buy stuff, right, for their survival needs. So I can completely appreciate and understand what you guys are going through. And I can tell you that, a lot of the things that has happened here is starting to now take effect all over the world, in America as well. So what you need to do is make a plan. And I think that psychologically being healthy is about knowing how to be prepared and also guarding your mindset, not only with the facts like Aval and Hamza are talking about, Abbas, I'm sorry, and Hamza are talking about, but making sure that the source of information you're getting is accurate and correct. And one way to do that is to check with multiple sources, not just one, right? So, for example, maybe you might check with your local news, but you might also go with, let's say, what's being reported on CNN or BBC or some of the other major syndicated networks in your area. Yeah. Beyond that, realize that mindset and psychology is something you choose, right? Whether you choose to fear that or whether you choose to be happy with that information, that's entirely in your power. So what you need to do with that information is create an action plan. And I think in sales, that's what everybody has to do. I think as human beings, we have to reduce ourselves now to these very fundamental activities of just making an action plan. So let's say you are running out of milk or running out of toilet paper, some of the more basic food needs. So what are you going to do to try and prepare for, call it the next 4 to 6 or maybe 8 weeks as this pandemic starts to play out for you? Make a plan and then try and execute it in a manner that you can actually be safe about it. By lining up in front of a supermarket, and I'm seeing lines across the world where people are still like so close to each other. And let me use this as more of a perspective. That's exposing yourself, friends. I think that you need to be aware that it's also like you need to put masks on. I mean, here they've gone to the extent of selling goggles and gloves and hand sanitizers and temperature guns everywhere we go. We're being, our temperatures are being read. So, take precautionary measures, but then also realize that, panic and name calling and getting angry and things that people do as a reaction because they're not prepared is the enemy. That is not going to help anybody. So just realize that you can smile. I mean, you guys are in sales. Service with a smile is sort of like one of the rules, the basic rules of sales. Remember that through this whole experience, you can smile through it. You just have to know how to be prepared for it.
Good. Thank you. So I guess just to summarize what he's saying, Tim जो कह रहा है, जो मैं summarize करता हूँ तुम्हें और फिर हम next point पे जाते हैं. वो कह रहे हैं कि ख्याल रखना तो आपकी अपनी जिम्मेदारी है. आप स्टोर्स में आगे पीछे कहीं जा रहे हैं, कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं, तो मेक श्योर अपना ख्याल रखें. हेल्थ ऑब्वियसली कम्स फर्स्ट, लेकिन इन सब चीज़ों में ऑब्वियसली एक चीज़ आप लोग देख रही है कि चाइना के अंदर उन्होंने काफ़ी अच्छे तरीके से इसको कंट्रोल भी किया हुआ है. लोगों ने अपना ख्याल खुद रखा हुआ है. इस वजह से साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट अपने ऊपर कम करने के लिए, प्रेशर कम करने के लिए आप जो गवर्नमेंट की हिदायत वगैरह हैं उसके ऊपर ज़्यादा अमल अगर अच्छी तरह से करेंगे तो जाहिर सी बात है कि if you're more prepared for the situation, you can automatically reduce the impact. अगर आप ज़्यादा prepare अपने आप पहले से कर लेंगे तो फिर जाहिर सी बात है आप एक चीज़ को पहले prepare करके साइड पे करते हैं, इसके बाद फिर आप फोकस करते हैं सेल्स पे. अच्छा, next point, not being able to come to the office, right? आप ऑफिस पे आ ही नहीं सकते, इसका क्या हाल है, right? सेल्समैन एक ऑफिस में क्या करता है? मेरे हिसाब से there's your phone, right? You have your phone at your office that there's a saying that if you're not charging your phone 2 to 3 times a day, you're not selling, right? So that's for again, there's different kinds of salesmen. Number one is your phone, right? Your landline, etc., that you have at your office. Second thing is your computer, your office computer or your iPad or whatever you're using. Third thing is your company software, productivity software, etc. Fourth thing could be the documents that you don't have scanned. आपकी documents जो उधर पड़ी हुई हैं हमने scan नहीं की हुई वगैरह, office में ये चीज़ है. Fifth thing is you have your supervisors, your bosses, right? Your customer support team, etc. Let's say you're selling something. As a salesman, you're usually not in charge of the product, right? आपको product अपना नहीं होता, आप product team से बात कर रहे होते हैं कि यार ये क्या बेच सकते नहीं बेच सकते, ये इसको ठीक कर सकते नहीं कर सकते, customer की demand है ये, right? So essentially, the fifth thing is coordination is easier at the office, right? What else? Well, what other things that you have at the office that you don't have when you're working at home? Abbas, Tim, like, so there's your phone, your software, your computers, your colleagues, the teams, coordination.
So the other things that you have nowadays, which is handy, which a lot of people are spending most of their time, is the social media applications. So like WhatsApp, how that's one medium of getting through to your customers.
Oh, wait. I was just listing down the issues. So now you're talking about solutions, right? Solutions of now being able to do the office. Okay. अगर आप ऑफिस पे नहीं आ सकते तो इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि आप सेल्स नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि आज के दौर में 2020 you have a solution for every one of the problems that I mentioned, right? So okay, so now Abbas or Tim आपको solutions बताएंगे कि आपको ऑफिस आने की जरूरत नहीं. You don't have to come to the office to sell. You can sell while sitting at home, right? It's the 5-6 things that I've mentioned that you don't have at your home that you have at the office. वो आप अपने घर पे कैसे? How do you bring those 5 things that you don't have with you on you all the time? How do you bring that to yourself and then sell while sitting at home? So yeah, sorry, go on, Abbas.
So सबसे पहले what I'm going to discuss is before selling, just to set the context again. देखिए, हर मुश्किल वक्त में एक कोई ना कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी होती है. अल्लाह ताला ने इसी तरह ये निज़ाम चल रहा है, इसी तरह the system works. Is there's a remember the 2008 financial crisis, Hamza?
Yeah.
पूरी इकोनॉमी स्लो डाउन हो गई थी और तकरीबन 2012 तक ये कोई पिकअप हुई है. आपको पता है दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा बिलियनर्स ड्यूरिंग उस टाइम पीरियड के अंदर बने थे.
Oh, really?
जब लोगों की जॉब जा रही थी, जब लोग जो है वो राइट ऑफ कर रहे थे, लोन्स बैंक्स राइट ऑफ कर रहे थे, कंपनीज जो है वो मर्ज हो रही थी और क्लोज डाउन हो रही थी. एट दैट टाइम सबसे ज्यादा मर्ज किए बिलियनर्स. सो ये क्या है, ये क्या चीज है कि देखिए हर मुश्किल वक्त में एक अपॉर्चुनिटी भी होती है. आज के दिन में अगर आई स्पेसिफिकली टॉक अबाउट सेल्स, आपने जैसे कहा कि घर पे बैठ के, मेरे ख्याल से अगर आप घर पे बैठे सेल्स करें तो सबसे पहले तो चीजें आपके पास क्या है. आपके पास आपका मोबाइल फोन है, आपके पास आपके कॉन्टैक्ट्स हैं, आपके पास आपका व्हाट्सएप है, टेक्स्ट कर सकते हैं, ईमेल कर सकते हैं हम. सबसे पहले आपने क्या करना है कि अपने कस्टमर जो एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स हैं, ऑलराइट, बिफोर वी गो इनटू सेल्स, एग्जिस्टिंग जो कस्टमर्स हैं, एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है to get in touch with them and start building a relationship. Typically होता क्या है कि in traditional sales आप अपने client से मिलते हैं and you try and sell your products, cross sell your products, but here's an opportunity to build on that relationship, to build on a relationship. That relationship के अंदर क्या चीजें important है. अभी ये सबसे पहले कि आप अपने कस्टमर्स के साथ सबसे पहले तो एम्पैथी शो करें. एम्पैथी का मतलब क्या है? एम्पैथी का मतलब है अपने आप को किसी और की जगह रखना, यानी अपने आप को अपने कस्टमर की जगह रखना और उसके नजरिए से देखना कि उसके क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं, उसके बिजनेस में क्या प्रॉब्लम. डू सम होमवर्क बिफोर यू कॉल योर क्लाइंट्स. अंडरस्टैंड देयर बिजनेस, अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट चैलेंजेस दे आर फेसिंग राइट नाउ. उनके पर्सनल और उनके जो कारोबारी मसले हैं, उनके क्या अभी बुनियादें हैं, उसके ऊपर डिस्कशन करें, उसके ऊपर बात करें, एम्पैथी शो करें. ये बेस्ट टाइम है एम्पैथी शो करने का अपने क्लाइंट्स का. डोंट बी अ सेल्स पर्सन कॉलिंग अप एंड सेल्स के सर अब क्या होगा, आप क्या हमारे साथ बिजनेस कंटिन्यू करेंगे क्या. ये इस तरह की आप कॉन्वर्सेशन करेंगे, आप और अपनी रिलेशनशिप को वीक करेंगे. इस वक्त के अंदर आपने अपने क्लाइंट के साथ एम्पैथी दिखानी है. सो डेवलप दैट रिलेशनशिप विद योर क्लाइंट. अच्छा, ये सारी चीजें करने के लिए आप existing customers के साथ जो आपके clients हैं जो आपके साथ deal करते हैं उनके साथ and also with your prospect customers आप ये कर सकते हैं. ये best time है to develop a relationship with your prospect customers. वो prospects कौन होते हैं? वो potential clients जो अभी आपसे business नहीं कर रहे. अच्छा, ये सारी चीजें करने के लिए आपको बनानी पड़ेगी एक कॉन्टैक्ट पॉलिसी. कॉन्टैक्ट पॉलिसी क्या होती है? कॉन्टैक्ट पॉलिसी होती है कि मैं किस फ्रीक्वेंसी से अपने एग्जिस्टिंग और अपने प्रॉस्पेक्ट कस्टमर्स को कॉल करूं, मैं उनको व्हाट्सएप करूंगा, मैं उनको टेक्स्ट करूंगा या मैं उनको ईमेल करूंगा. कॉन्टैक्ट पॉलिसी के अंदर आप यूजुअली करते ऐसे हैं कि जैसे आपके एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स हैं तो आप उनको लिस्ट डाउन करें. आप उसके अंदर लिखें कि जी रेवेन्यू वाइज आपके वो कस्टमर्स को आप कैटेगराइज करें थोड़ा सा, और फिर अकॉर्डिंगली आप सेट करें एक फ्रीक्वेंसी के. आपका जैसे एक टॉप कस्टमर है, यू थिंक दैट यू नीड टू कॉल दैट कस्टमर एवरी 2 days or 3 days or whatever आप जिस भी बिजनेस के अंदर है. इसको मैंने व्हाट्सएप कितनी दफा करना है, इसको टेक्स्ट कितनी दफा करना है, इसको ईमेल कर, सो दैट यू मेक श्योर जितना भी आपका बड़ा पोर्टफोलियो है, चाहे 10 कस्टमर हो, 20 हो या 100 हो, you are in touch with your clients. Don't disappear right now in this situation and your clients have no idea कि क्या हो रहा है. और देखिए एक और चीज मैं बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट कहना चाहता हूं, ये हॉलिडे नहीं है. So people who are working from home, please, this is not a holiday. This is really time to get active. और जो कामयाब लोग हैं वो ऐसे वक्तों में सबसे ज्यादा मेहनत करते हैं. So I would say that don't take this as a holiday. Work on your portfolios, work on your prospect list, get in touch with these clients. Don't have to talk about product right now, but talk about what's going on in their lives. Give them good tips. You know, why are we doing this, Hamza and I? Why are we doing this right now? We got Tim online because we really want to understand and help our audience, our listeners, and listen to what China did in this situation, and people like Tim can come and help us. So what we're really doing is trying to help you out. Have the same approach. Have the same approach for your clients as well. Tell them how you can help them in any way. Yeah. So I think एक ये बड़ी important point है जो आपने implement कर.
Question I have for you, Abbas. So Abbas is a very humble, nice guy. There's something I want to say to you. Again, he's not paying me to say this, but he runs a software company called Squirrel. ये एक software company है. अच्छा, ये मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं खुद इनकी application यूज करता हूँ. ठीक है. Tim and I, we use Abbas's company's applications, and Abbas, the problem that we're talking about is not being able to come to the office, right? ये कोई product placement नहीं है. He's not paying me to say this. ये मुझे पैसे दिए, मैं खुद इनका customer हूँ. और आप अगर ऑफिस में नहीं आ सकते, right? इसका ये मतलब नहीं है आप सेल्स नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि आजकल के जमाने में you have all the technology necessary to sit at home and still have your office. अगर आपके हाथ में ये चीज है, आपके हाथ में फोन है, आपके हाथ में पूरा अपना ऑफिस पड़ा हुआ है. So essentially, what Abbas's application does for my team, right, for our sales team, he's made an automated sales software, right? उससे prospecting, वो जब prospects के पास हम जाते हैं तो फिर automatic costing वगैरह हो जाती है, right? वो पहले ही होता है ना कि let's say आप, if you're selling, you're going to a customer, they say कि ये चीज कितने की है, and you're like, so we're in the animation industry, for instance. आप किसी के पास जाएंगे अगर customer के पास जाएंगे और आप वो पूछेंगे कि ये चीज कितने की होती है. In animation, there's 1,000 factors you need to consider, right? Now, before you tell the customer how much something costs, it will take you, like, you'll have to come back to the office. Tim will have to talk to the China team. The China team will have to talk to me. We'll talk to the CEO. We'll talk to everybody and say, okay, how much will this take? How long will this take? You know, all of that conversation that usually took 2 to 3 days, jo office mein hoti thi, or not 2 to 3 days, but like a day or two. Because of the software that we made with the boss, we do it right in front of the client, right? A lead is only a lead if they know what they're buying and how much they're buying for, राइट? अगर आपके कस्टमर को ये नहीं पता कि वो क्या खरीद रहे हो, कितने खरीद रहे हो, वो आपका कस्टमर नहीं है, आपकी लीड नहीं है। वो लीड जब ही बनेगी जब उनको पता होगा। तो एक तो ये चीज है कि Squirrel से we took from Squirrel, right? So Squirrel basically made a software for us जिसमें हम अपनी सेल्स की ये वाला पार्ट ऑटोमेट करते हैं। ये नंबर वन चीज है, ठीक है? सेकंड चीज, अब you know when we're saying कि कोरोना वायरस के दौरान लोगों की सेल्स नहीं हो रही, now Abbas, I'm sorry, I'm throwing you not under the bus, like I'm putting you on the spot. There's a second product that Abbas has that we also need to buy now, right? Because now we are doing virtual office. So I think that he has another application to say, without going to your office, you can simulate, you can increase your sales because you can, what do you call it? It's a business development app. So, what is, tell us a bit about your product, like, because even I'm interested right now. What do you do? Tell us a bit about Squirrel. How does it help in, automating your workflow and आप घर बैठे हुए आप उसको यूज कर सकें ताकि आपको ऑफिस नहीं आना पड़े?
देखें अभी एक और ये मैं चीज जो अभी बात कर रहा था वो ये थी कि ड्यूरिंग दीज टाइम्स यू नीड टू बी अ लिटिल क्रिएटिव। थोड़ी सी आप सोचें, अपने प्रोडक्ट को सोल्यूशन बनाएं। हमने क्या किया, क्विकली हमने देखा कि बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं वो सफर करेंगे ड्यूरिंग दिस पेंडेमिक, उनके सेल्स के लोग नहीं आएंगे या कस्टमर्स जो है मिलेंगे नहीं। तो हमने एक क्विक सोल्यूशन बनाया कि सेल्स वाले घर पे बैठे अपने कस्टमर्स को मैनेज कर सकें यूजिंग आवर सेल्स सॉफ्टवेयर, और सेल्स एक्टिविटीज को सेल्स लीडर्स ड्राइव कर सकें। इट्स अ वेरी बेसिक solution from what we really offer to our clients and what you use as well. But this actually helps salespeople right now sit at home and manage their sales activities while being at home and be in touch with their clients also. That's what it offers. So मेरा कहने का मकसद ये है कि आप अभी ऐसे सिचुएशन के अंदर, इस मुश्किल सिचुएशन के अंदर कोई इनोवेशन लेके आए जो आपके कस्टमर के लिए मुफीद हो। अभी अपने लिए नहीं, आप देखें कि आपके कस्टमर के लिए आप क्या फायदा कर सकते हैं। So this is what we came up, we thought about it, and we are not really doing this for ourselves कि यार हम नए बहुत सारे कस्टमर ले लेंगे, but we are really doing this to help our economy as well, to help Pakistan, to help sales people and their customers as well.
Okay, so then my next question, because we have a bunch of things to talk about, so I'm clumping things together. Right now, in terms of marketing messaging, so I'll be addressing Tim right now. There's one thing that I personally think that every company needs to do at the moment. Every salesman, every company, right? I think, because I'm from the marketing background, like marketing and sales go hand in hand, right? If you're going out to sell every single day, चाहे आप online कर रहे हैं, चाहे आप digitally कर रहे हैं, चाहे आप telephone से कर रहे हैं, आपके marketing message को एक different तरीके से craft होना होगा. I'll give you an example, right? Forget about anything. Forget about digital. Forget about advertising. If I pick up the phone right now, right, and I'm selling food, right? If let's say my job is to sell food to somebody else, what is my customer thinking at the moment, right? The first thing that my customer is thinking, Pakistan में generally, वो क्या चीज सोच रहे होंगे? वो ये सोच रहे होंगे कि अगर ये मैं खाना खरीद रहा हूँ, ये जिस बंदे ने बनाया है उसके हाथ साफ है नहीं, is he gonna give me coronavirus or not, right? If I'm buying food or something, the first thing that's gonna come to my mind is whether or not it's clean. Can I contract the virus from it, right? So as a salesman, what is your job? Your job is to build the customer's confidence, right? You have to tell the customer, no, these are the X number of reasons why you're not going to get sick because of the food that I'm selling, because then you have to add that extra line, that disclaimer, right? So Tim, in terms of sales, what are the things that a company can do in its marketing or sales strategy to build confidence or tell the customer that the product is good for you right now, right? Like, I think that's another thing. Kafi aise products say, like, here's an example, animation, right? The first thing people say to me is, people are not going to buy animation right now. People are thinking about toilet paper and sanitizer. And I'm like, really? Because I have a different opinion. It's because if now you can't go out, you can't go shoot your commercial, What you need more than anything is animation, because how will you make your ads otherwise? You don't have to go anywhere. The animator will just send it over to you, right? So you see, two opposing opinions on the same product. So, Tim, in China, how are we repackaging companies? How are we helping companies in crafting a marketing message that basically builds confidence with the customer about the product or service that we're selling or that they're selling?
Yeah, so let me try to address a couple of the issues that are on the table right now. Definitely the challenge of not being able to go into the office to meet with your boss or colleagues and work. That is part of the whole social distancing that is necessary right now. So just realize that SOHOs or small offices, home offices, they're a real thing now and probably here to stay for, I think, not only the near future, but perhaps the foreseeable future, as it will become sort of a trend. So what can you do to prepare yourselves at home? For example, do you have not only a computer station, but do you have printers or scanners or copiers necessary in order to try and make those things? They're probably not very expensive investments, and once you buy one, you could probably use it for several years, and they might be able to help increase your productivity, not only at home, but really in the long run. So these are, I think, easy investments that you can make, not very much money. I see that those kinds of equipment sales have increased in China because now people and companies, I should say, are making those investments for their employees so that they can continue to be productive even at home. So I hear anywhere from teachers saying, I've got to take photos of the homework to send to students.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when you're taking a photo because of the light source, maybe there's a shadow on the paper that you're taking a photo of. So how do you solve, little things like that for teachers? And I'm sure that everybody who's got kids can relate with that right now. How the other issue that you're mentioning is like how do you try to still keep in touch with your customers? And I think what Abbas said is absolutely right, which is don't take this as a holiday or as a call it sabbatical or anything related to like a break. Really, instead, think of it as a chance for you to take a step back and think about a little bit more carefully about the showing and telling part of your usual job. If sales is a lot about, hey, here's the product, let me tell you about it. So it's sort of like a show and tell that you're doing in front of the client. Now, you kind of need to take a step back, and since you can't see that person face to face, how do you show and tell that person? And I think that's where A&W has become really much more of a potent tool for a lot of client enterprises as well as salespeople. Because now it's about like, how do I show you maybe through a video or through an online ad or some other method of trying to explain to the target audience what it is that we're trying to help you with. And in fact, that's what sales should be about, right? Is how do we help you solve your problem? And if now you need to kind of do this in a way that is like not direct, but rather through online videos or whatnot, actually, I see this as a benefit to a lot of us, because when you're doing a one-on-one client call, that's hard to scale, right? But when you're doing a video or when you're doing an online ad, now that one video or ad can be multiplied by how many times that you're talking to how many target customers. So it's kind of a powerful thing for all of us to maybe elevate and go online as the Internet of Things becomes a reality for us, especially during the coronavirus pandemic.
All right, guys. So the next question that we want to ask is your digital presence, right? That is the one thing that everybody's talking about right now, right? The government is saying, don't buy anything from the stores, buy things online, right? If you're running a small grocery store, what do? You say free delivery, right? Because there's apps everywhere in China. China is the epitome of online selling, right? In my years of living in China, I loved how they were operating, even prior to the coronavirus. They were well prepared for what is happening, right? In countries like Pakistan में हम मार्ट ये इन्होंने हमें कोई पैसे नहीं दिए हैं मैं बस बता रहा हूँ हम मार्ट पे आप जा सकते हैं davago.pk इस तरह की वेबसाइट्स हैं इनको मैं हमेशा से इधर से ऑर्डर करता था हमारे जितने भी फॉरेनर्स या क्लाइंट्स या टीम जैसे कराची पाकिस्तान आते हैं हम लोग ये वाली सर्विसेज ज़्यादा यूज़ करते हैं and I prefer encouraging these companies अभी ये बेस्ट टाइम है इनको आप सपोर्ट कीजिए they have given you a great service and you guys need to buy things online, right? But if you're a small grocery store, आप गली के कोने पे वगैरह, आप एक फोन नंबर लगाएं अपने सारे कस्टमर्स को, आप एक मैसेज करें कि देखें आप इस नंबर पे कॉल करें, हम आपकी सारी चीज डिलीवर कर देंगे, right? Simple opportunity. How to increase sales during the coronavirus pandemic, right? One opportunity. If you're a restaurant, obviously Food Panda, you can deliver things. Give me another example. Give me an example of an industry, Abbas, Tim. Um, uh, let's throw examples of industries and let's say how we can help them, in increasing their sales. So grocery store, simple, start delivering.
Yeah.
Customers,
Yeah.
you deliver. If you are, let's say, a software company, right? The number one thing you should be doing as a software company is just sitting online. You should be doing podcasts like a boss, talking to people front, right, and center, and saying, "Hey, this is my product. This is what it looks like." Because there's one extra step. Now, I'm his customer, and he needs to hire me as well for something else. I'm just kidding. What? Basically, as an automation company, right? What do we do with for a company like Squirrel? A boss can call you up and say, "Hey, this is my product. This is how it looks. This is what it does for you," right? In 90 seconds, what I need to do for a boss is I need to make an ad for him to explain what the product is, who's using it, how it can help boost his sales. The company's sales, whoever is buying his product, right? His company is a sales company. They make sales software. He needs to have an ad. So there's a simple thing that a lot of big marketers are saying in 2020. If your company does not make videos, it's gonna die, because visual communication. This is the year, the decade of videos and visual communication. 56% of executives, they prefer watching a video over reading a book, right? So if you send them a message or something, you should also send them a video message. You should do video calls, right? Software companies. A company like, let's say, what else? A company that sells
insurance as well.
Okay, insurance. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Let's say you sell life insurance, health insurance. I don't think I need to explain to you why health and life insurance is important right now, because this is clearly a medical pandemic, right? This is your best time. Your customer is sitting there. They will eat out of the palm of your hand if you just reach out to them, right? So essentially now your challenge is not that your product is not in demand. It is highly in demand. The challenge is, how do you make sure your customer knows you are the right service provider, right? They need to have a number in front of them. They need to have a phone number in front of them right now. So how do you get to them? Online, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, send things around on WhatsApp, right? अगर आपको टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी अच्छी नहीं आती, तो आपको गली मोहल्ले में कोई ना कोई बैठा हुआ जिसको Facebook advertising का पता होगा. You can't say this funny कि advertising नहीं आती वगैरह. Right now, it has never been easier to advertise. Go online, take a course on YouTube, take a course on Facebook. खुद करें, नहीं करना आता तो hire somebody else to do it, but get it done. Get in front of the customer. That's insurance, right? The other thing, sit right in front of the customer and address the problem head on. PNG की एक example है. PNG क्या कहते हैं? इनकी philosophy ये है कि आप product अगर आप बेच रहे हैं तो हमेशा उसको demonstrate करते हुए दिखाएं अपने ads में, right? So if you look at PNG ads, I know their ads are. Even PNG acknowledges that their ads might not look very sophisticated at times, right? Soft toilet, ganda toilet, clean toilet, dirty toilet, and they're going to show how they clean it. It works, right? Because they're demonstrating the product. Insurance, man, what do? You demonstrate how this product is affecting the life of somebody else. What our industry can be, another example. Hotel industry. Abbas, what does the hotel industry do for sales?
Yeah. So hotel industry के अंदर तो I think उनकी आजकल एक बड़ा चैलेंजिंग इन्वायरमेंट वहां पर भी है बिकॉज सबसे बड़ा एक इशू ये है कि लोग ट्रैवल नहीं कर रहे, ठीक है ना, लोग जा नहीं रहे हैं होटल्स के ऊपर, एयरलाइंस और होटल्स एक बहुत खतरनाक अपने सिचुएशन के अंदर है. सो इन सिचुएशंस में व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग. देखें, ये पेंडेमिक हमेशा नहीं रहेगा.
True.
We know this is not here forever, right? नहीं होने वाला है इधर. All right, so this is the time to create your database, whether you're in hotel, whether you are in the airline, insurance, banks, investment company. This is the time to create your database. This is the time to create your prospect list. इस टाइम पे आप रीच आउट करें. और आई थिंक ये जो आपने मुझे बताया है कि एनिमेशन, फेसबुक एडवर्टाइजिंग, ये तो आजकल इट्स अ नॉन ब्रेनर. आई मीन, अगर आपको फेसबुक एडवर्टाइजिंग और इसके ऊपर आप अपने आप को प्रमोट नहीं कर सकते, आई मीन, और इसके अंदर कोई मेरे ख्याल से कोर्स लेने की जरूरत नहीं है हमसा. आई मीन, I a person like me, I'm quite savvy with technology, but I think if anyone can use Facebook, and it's just choosing the right options. It's not difficult at all. ये जी enablers हैं हमारे बहुत सारे जी.
Okay, so hotel industry के अंदर, before I get to my answer, Tim, what do you think about the hotel industry? How do they increase their sales during this pandemic?
Well, it is tough, and there's no simple answer. And since I'm not a hotelier, it's probably something where I like to instead talk about how to change behaviors as sales and as companies. So I don't pretend to know exactly how hotels can necessarily increase their sales during this time. I know that a lot of them instead have decided to cut a lot of their marketing costs and other costs in order to reduce expenses. But what I like to remind all business leaders and decision makers is that during this time, sales and marketing become even more important. And if sales are the lifeblood of a business, then think of the marketing as sort of the brain of what sales are supposed to do in order to change behavior. So as a business leader myself, what I like to always encourage my team and staff is to count what you measure. But in my case now, where I may have a set of KPIs for my team members, I may have to change the measuring stick so that the KPI is no longer about how many people did you call today, or how many emails did you send out today, or how many messages did you post online today. Instead, it's about like, okay, how many prospective companies or prospective sales partners can I try and reach out to on a personal basis now? It's about kind of a slight change of your tone and of your message and of your purpose for being relevant. If you can't help your target audience in times of needs, then maybe when we all recover and come out of this, they're not going to see your relevance as much anymore. So just think about like, how can we change that behavior, like Boss is saying. And in business schools, they like to teach like what's called the 4 P's of marketing. I like to think of it maybe in a reframed format as the 5 W's of like, just being human, like who, what, when, where, and why. And traditionally speaking, I think the first 4 W's, the who, what, when, where, has been the easiest, most direct way of doing marketing and sales. Now it might be a good time for you to repurpose your marketing strategies by focusing on the why and even on the how. And so, again, I think one of our advantages in the solutions that we try to help other clients is really about going online. And going online is now more important than ever in order for you to continue or increase sales. And really the battle or the competition online has become very fierce in China, especially. Maybe in your area, you will notice that too. So it's about how to go viral, which is much more than just having an online presence and the investments you need to make. So this is the change in behaviors. How many calls did you used to make? Now, how many videos are you making? Those might be the changing KPIs. So it doesn't, and I would say this general strategy applies to all industries. It's not just hotels or F&B or flights or insurance. It's really like, how can you not only be really effective online with your message, but how do you get notice and attention and remembrance or a place in people's minds?
Got it. I know the three of us sound like we're trying to capitalize on this situation, but honestly, the number one thing that we should all be thinking about right now is how we make sure that the circular flow of income continues, because it trickles down to the lowest denominator. It goes down to the poorest of the poor, and that is where if we don't make money, neither do our employees and the charity that they pay.
Yeah.
Right? That is the main reason why sales is something that we should be talking about. That's why Boss, in his last podcast, he said, for some reason, we have learned to stigmatize the salesman, right? Oh my God, I'm not going to pick up his phone. He's going to sell me something, right? What they don't realize is sales is running the economy. Sales is the number one thing that's, churning the wheel. And that's why right now, this is the one thing we need to think about. So, just to keep takeaways from this whole conversation, right? Digital is bloody important, right? You need to figure out every single thing you need to do to go digital. If you want, by the way, Abbas, are you just, again, don't shoot me for saying this, but during this pandemic, right? If there's somebody who's right now in the comments, अगर कोई सुन रहा है इस वक्त अब्बास की podcast और उनको sales की software की जरूरत है इस वक्त, right? Because obviously you need to switch. हमें भी जरूरत है, हम भी use कर रहे हैं, सब use कर रहे हैं. Is it possible for people to get a discount off of you for just this period, because times are tough, right? And you're selling the software, it's helping people sell while sitting at home. Squirrel की तरफ से कोई special discount for the coronavirus निकल सकता है?
Absolutely. We put up a special promotion, and anybody who's interested, they can inbox me and we can take it from there.
Right. Any other takeaways from the two of you, Abbas?
Before we close today, I think we need to stay inspired. Like Tim said, it's you need to choose whether it's fear or inspiration. Make an action plan. That's very important. And inshallah, we can beat this. Inshallah.
Got it. Tim, any closing remarks from you? Your video just switched off. It's ironic because your video switched off right when I said keep your camera on.
Can you still see me?
I can see you now. Well, yeah, go on.
All right.
Yeah, any closing remarks from your side? How to, keep your sales in check during the coronavirus pandemic?
I guess sales are a function of helping people. And if you focus on being real and being personal in helping people through this time, the sales will be there. Just got to be creative and maybe not stick with your usual sense of how to sell, but rather creatively figure out how to solve people's problems. And then, ask that compensation be commensurate with the kind of help that you're offering. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's thinking about themselves, and it's normal. I'd say that if you are still in a sales position that you want to help people, then help people. Just reimagine or reconceptualize how you do that. And so change your action plans or create a new one. And execution is always the key.
Understood. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Boss on his page. Inbox him, comment on this video. You'd be surprised how, we respond. If you have any questions for me or Tim, you can obviously just go to our Facebook page, A&W Studios. It's the same handle on Instagram. So, you know, we're here to help you guys get through this because at the end of the day, like I said, circular flow of income, right? We need to keep the wheel churning, we need to keep it running, and you guys are going to be the fuel for that engine, right? So we need to help each other get through this, right? Our hearts go out, hearts and prayers go out to the people of Italy. It was devastating, the documentaries that I saw yesterday, and for that reason, please stay safe, don't take any risks. Please, quarantine means quarantine. Stay at home, spend the next fortnight at home, right? I'm sure your employers would understand there must be some way we can get around this because we need to all get out of this together.